Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our ladies' room.
Welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you all here. We can start, Federica.
Yes, let's get started.
Hello, Lucy. Can I start?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you fine.
Okay, so I will start. You guys are seeing my screen and hearing me? It's okay? Okay, welcome, everyone. Today, our ladies' room presents AI, Actuarial Science, and R. We have with us the organizer of our ladies' room, Federica Gazzelloni. So, a disclaimer, this talk is recorded and will be posted on YouTube of Ladies Room. Feel free to turn off your cameras if you don't want to be recorded. This is a safe, inclusive, and harassment-free space. It's our priority. We are committed to promoting a respectful environment where everyone feels welcome to learn, connect, and grow. Please remember that our attendees are expected to adhere to our code of conduct. Use the chat or raise your hand to introduce yourself and ask questions. Just to remind what is RLadies. RLadies, a global community with the mission of promoting our language and to empowering women at all user levels by building a collaborative global network. It's a friendly community founded in 2012 by Gabriela Queiroz in San Francisco. RLadies Rome is a local chapter of RLadies Global dedicated to promoting inclusivity in the R language community. Our monthly meetings provide a platform to discuss current trends and hot topics in R. RLadies Rome has grown into a widely recognized community. Since January in 2023, we have welcomed over 2K members on Meetup and gained 2K RSVPs and successfully organized more than 25 events. The RLadies team, the founders and organizers of the chapter is Claudia Vitolo, co-founder of RLadies Global, Federica Gazzelloni, and me. If you would like to contribute to our chapter or being a co-organizer, let us know using these forms. And if you want to propose a talk or become a future speaker, if you have interest, please use the QR code to suggest a speaker or to speak by yourself. And our future next speakers will be Lydia Gibson, Miles Salmon, and Hamid Crispy.
What about this interesting new era that is coming? So today we will be talking about AI, actuarial science, and R, a new era of risk modeling. So before to get started, just a bit of about me. My name is Federica Gazzelloni, and I am the lead organizer of RLadies Room. I work as an independent researcher and a consultant, and also I'm an advocate for open source knowledge sharing in data science. I also collaborate with various communities and included the Actex Learning, which is a community for actuarial developments. So I contribute to various initiatives, and this one is in particular about actuarial education and inclusion in the field. So I will tell you more about this project. What is going to happen today? Before get into what is AI, how it gets into the actuarial science, and how to use R, I'd like to tell you a bit about me and what is this new era it's like appeared to my eyes. I often, like catch myself thinking about how much I am lucky to be living in these times. Without thinking about all the bad things that are happening around us, for now, let's just focus on the AI. And so my generation is like, we are witnessing a time where technology is not only changing the tools we use, but it's reshaping how we learn, work, and solve problems. So if I think back at my own school days, I remember how much of learning felt like hard, manual labor, hours spent crunching numbers, writing everything by hand, repeating the same steps over and over just to get to an answer. And so, and here we are today with a tool that can now automate most of those tedious steps in just seconds. So I'm gonna talking a bit too much today, but I'm going to tell you everything I found interesting and fascinating about artificial intelligence. I think it's very important that now I think like AI as it's a modern tool, okay, and it's a tool like R, and as the world's most reliable assistant. Now they are shaping their face into the world, like being like assistants. They are courageous, with no fear of delivering. They are tireless, fast, and so I restate again, fearless. So, but that doesn't mean that we stop thinking. It means that we are now elevating ourselves, learning how to pose a question, learn how to manage things. And this is for everyone, as well as for students. So what's going to happen today is that we are going to explore the AI advancement in actuarial science. And we will see how R is shaping the future of risk modeling. So we are like, there's other languages, but somehow R is a niche and can deliver very fast and robust results. So then we'll see a practical case study just to show you how you can manage these tools. Actuarial science in the AI era is like AI is the broad field of building systems and capable of intelligent behavior. And this when this started. This started dates back to the mid-20th century. So with early pioneers like Alan Turing, who explored whether machine could mimic human intelligence. So AI, it's everything from basic logic to cutting edge neural networks. How AI is transforming actuarial science. So since the clear and release of these tools freely available, many articles so went in all magazines and all companies talked about that. One in particular, I found it nice, and then I'll at the bottom of the presentation, there's all resources. So then you have everything. In particular, is stating that AI is transforming actuarial science by enhancing data analysis, risk modeling, and decision-making processes. So we don't need to be scared with this new tool, but we need to learn how to use it. So actually are increasingly using AI techniques to improve accuracy in predictions and to automate decision-making processes. And this is the most interesting part, the decision-making process. So this is achieved by using machine learning algorithms to analyze data and to identify patterns that can be used to make predictions. So how do we use as actuaries AI? For research, for teaching, and for commercial insurance. All these are focused on predictions, because AI works on guessing right what you ask to it. So they are used to predict future events, such as the likelihood of a claim being made, the cost of a claim, the probability of a policyholder renewing their policies. But you can say, okay, we already did that. So you've already been doing those things. Yes, but now this prediction improves decision-making processes and as well as risk management practices. And so we learn how to automate decision-making processes using algorithms to make decisions based on data available. This makes time shorter, so everything is faster, and somehow reduces the risk of human error. And so, in particular, what we do is using for mortality and morbidity predictions, fraud detection in insurance, claims processing automation, and risk analysis. I'm not, I can, like, just to give you an example, which is like the most interesting one, the fraud detection. It's a big deal because it can save company a lot of money. It's a huge matter within the insurance industry to be able to detect a fraud. So a claim that is not real, that it is made up, and it takes money from all the other clients that are paying a premium. So the premium are even calculated based on the numerosity of some events to happen. So frauds are events that will not be happening. And so this can cost money. So the intervention of AI in this field can help to detect frauds more quickly and accurately. This happens with the help of machine learning algorithms that can analyze data, detect patterns that are not visible to the human eye, such as frequency of claims, for example, the type of claims, the location, and somehow even what's happened within emails exchanges. So these patterns can be used to predict the likelihood of a claim being fraudulent and to take action to prevent it from happening. So this is just one of these main areas that is the most, like important in terms of saving money. What are the current AI application in actuarial science? So actuarial science obviously is always renewing, and with these tools even more. We cannot say that before AI those tools were not available, because as I said, as we use pen and paper, so tools were available even before, but now they have that little help that enhances them a bit more. So there are, here is gonna be like a list of all the tools that are the most bespoke one. And then you can, like, if you are interested in see them, you can like search them and understand a bit more. They are sold by consultancies, companies, and so on. So we have end-to-end pricing tools, and they are these are the well-established AI solutions that are already running in the market. And these are Accur8, Earnix, Quanti, just to mention a few. They are leaders in automating and optimizing pricing strategies, leveraging AI to enhance accuracy and efficiency. Then we have rating engines. So these are even interesting. So Hyper-Exponential and Duck Creek are notable for their advanced pricing tools and integration capabilities, enabling insurance to refine underwriting workflow and decision-making. Also, we have Duck Creek, as I mentioned, and Database. Okay, I haven't mentioned. So then thinking about advanced modeling, there are sophisticated risk modeling helping insurance better predict and manage risks. Also, cyber risk tools. I'm not mentioning them all. I'm just listed here so you can have an idea it's available. And also we have this fraud detection shift technology and freeze that, just to mention a few, arcade players identify fraudulent claims, reducing losses and improving operational efficiency. But also there are other emerging tools. You know, this technology fast. It's very fast, changing fast, always updating, and in the hope that it will be like always better, okay, more secure and everything. So there are other emerging tools, and those are representing innovative approaches to addressing specific insurance challenges. And this is Cumulate, for example, focus on revenue recovery, helping insurance reclaim lost revenue through AI-driven insights. Coris, target risk and fraud management for small and medium-sized businesses, and so on. So we have Novella. I just mentioned it, the most bespoke one. So I've acquired AI and so found all these tools that are used, for example, this Novella in the underwritings, leveraging complex processes. But what's going to happen? So these are emerging, but there are already new trends, okay? New trends is generative AI. And what is generative AI? So it's always AI, but it's generative. So this trend highlights the potential of automating actuarial tasks. So basically, this tool learn and produce new outcomes. And so such as data analysis, model building, improves efficiencies and reduce manual effort. Always the same, you know, the same action, but it learns and produces. So these are just a few examples. One more new trend is the DNR, the Distribution Refinement Network. This is for predictive modeling. It's a hybrid machine learning framework designed to enhance predictive modeling in actuarial science, other fields. And so likes allows to a bit more interpretable classical methods and so on, balancing flexibility, accuracy, transparency. So there's things. So you say you're now in the field, and or you want to get in this field. How can you produce something? Be able to not only you can use a tool such as we use a computer, we use any app, and but you can even think about producing one. So what are the key benefits of AI in actuarial science? Artificial intelligence is transforming our life, not only the insurance industry, but many other fields. But in this case, in particular, enhanced data analysis, risk modeling capability, automate complex risk assessment and pricing, improve predictive power and accuracy, and supports regulatory compliance and transparency. Last but not least, the most important one, and this is not only for actuaries, but what does AI? It's improving decision-making processes. You need to identify if there's any errors, decide what is right and what is wrong. And this is key. So a little warning, there are challenges and consideration in AI for actuaries. So AI model can perpetuate bias in decision-making processes if not carefully monitored and validated by actuaries. This can lead to, for example, just to give you an example, unfair outcomes for certain group of people. So aside of inclusivity, it can somehow take some sections of the population that you are analyzing out of the analysis. So it's important to be aware of these biases and to take steps to mitigate them. So ensuring model accuracy and reliability is a key factor, as I said, but deciding what is right and what is wrong is even more important. So companies need to be confident that models they are using are accurate and reliable. And so this is getting to trust and hallucination at the same time in AI models. Because, you know, it's a tool that is fearless. So it delivers immediately. And it said, it's right. And you need to say, no, it's wrong. And where it's wrong. So you need to customize. So you trust what is saying. It seems like right. It could be not. So companies also need to be aware of the limitation of AI models and to understand the risks associated with their use. And here it comes the ethical considerations. And we will get into that in a minute. So what is this bias in decision-making process? That's to give you a fun, example. You have the same things. So all of this can be right. What do you need? And so which one of the models is the best one that represents reality? So AI in some senses elevates us to a certain level, decision-making level, management level. So what is the meaning of trust and hallucination? Again, we need to provide that the model that we deliver is accurate and can be trusted. So trust is a key factor in the adoption of AI model in the insurance industry, and companies need to be confident that the model they are using are accurate. So hallucination is like the model I'm telling you, like making always an example of a model, because at the end it's a model that yeah. Oh, sorry. I just see the question, and I'll answer later at the end of the. We will answer. I will answer the questions. So overfitting means I found a model that is very, predicting right. So doing what I expect is like shaping the curve exactly as it should be, but it might not. So we need to carefully screen the result and decide if they are right or not. But one more interesting thing is that on top of this, the use of generative AI is going faster up. This is from McKinsey company, and then I'll give you the link of the entire of the article, which is of the documentation, which is very interesting. So 2023 started the use of this, the identification of this branch of AI, which is called now generative AI. So generative AI is going faster up on top of everything else. So that means that I do something with AI, I automate, and then I let it doing everything by itself. Okay. So a bit scary somehow. And so it brings opportunities, but challenges. So going back to ethical considerations, and these are considerations that are key for actuaries when using AI models in the insurance industry. It's important to identify those things. So fairness and transparency I need to be considerate, and bias detection and mitigation. It's a must, as well as setting them through regulatory compliance. Okay, so all of this, this is Actuaries Digital, very recent one. Basically said, although AI helps us, we still need to be very good decision makers. Okay, we can like use modelings in all aspects, but this aspect extends beyond the scope of a pure machine learning algorithm. So it needs the human mind. And yeah, so I cannot stress that much. So what are, we have seen the tools ready in the market and the fields that are developing new tools and things. But what are the techniques, the AI techniques that are used? Machine learning, these are supervised and supervised reinforcement learning. So this is out of the scope of this talk, but we will do another one to like see those things a bit more in deep. Deep learning, they are all like subtools of AI. It's a neural network, convolutional neural networks, and recurrent neural networks. Natural language processing. Okay, so I like to stop here for a second, because this one is, the bridge where everything starts. So started from managing words and treating them like tokens. and then transforming them into numbers. And so they actually, there is an n-gram model used in natural language processing, which basically tokenize a piece of text in grams, that means in words, okay? And then it groups it by request from the user, from in certain number of words, okay? It depends by the final objective. And so everything started from here, so from natural language processing, then getting to deep learning, and then finally the large language processing. And those are very interesting. Also, we have predictive analytics, time series, and anomaly detections, and simulation processes. Monte Carlo simulation is always there, which is now a bit more like still like doing things by itself, okay, through more use of automation. And so we get into the robotic processes as well. And all those things are basically the techniques that, you know, they are all interacting to each other. And if you like to understand a bit more how the thing started, you can have a look at this natural language processing. And then I show you how to do that, just very briefly. But this is going to be like the way to understand how it works. It works. Okay, so, but what changed in terms of modeling? Okay, how do you see AI shaping the future of actuarial science? So, for example, we were using GLMs. Now we use deep learning, neural networks. So traditional actuarial models are now a bit more like they are more understandable and everything. But now the other ones are faster and more provide more insights. Okay, so they can do better. So they have such as neural network, gradient boosting machines, deep learning, are capable of capturing complex, non-linear relationships in large, messy data sets. And so, again, there is still a trade-off in terms of interpretability, because they you need to understand that it's a bit difficult to immediately see what's happening behind the curtains. So they require a lot of data and computational resources, and there is always the risk of overfitting and things. So finally, R, it's one of the languages that are used in statistics, and it's very user-friendly. It's open source. You can find a community ready to share new way to use the tool. And so it provides a strong ecosystem for statistical computing. Finally, it's also very well integrated with AI and machine learning frameworks. And then I'll show you all the latest packages that are in connection with this new tool. And also it's very nice for visualization, interpretability. So what's gonna happen if I approach, this is a bit like, how do I use these tools for example, predicting fraud? Okay, ancient, I don't know how to do that. Okay, so I work on a consultancy, so I get trained. I used a way to do the things. Oh, I work as a researcher, and I want to improve my tools, so make my own. So how do I learn how to be a good decision maker, how to pose the right question to my assistant that will say how to do the things and deliver whatever I asked, right or wrong. Okay, so here we're going to just inquire ChatGPT about creating synthetic data set for insurance claims. You will find the recording on our YouTube channel, so don't worry about that. With age, with some feature in it, and then with an objective of predicting the likelihood of a claim. See my ChatGPT. Okay, so what I did here is setting up a prompt. Okay, so this is something that is very important, the prompt. So I'm sure you have heard about that. Okay, you can say, hello, ChatGPT, act as an expert in the field, do this and that. You can really like tell everything, such as do not post code until I say so, do not write some specific words or use a specific package more than anything else. And so what I did here is just making a prompt which says provide the code in R for this example and make sure it works. It works. Okay, so this is a bit like very rude way to say things, but he doesn't get angry, you know. It's not that he's gonna leave you. Yeah, he stays there. You can say whatever you like. It's not that he delivers less well than they should expect it because you said things in a certain way more than another. So case study, predicting health insurance fraud, that overview, da. Okay, so sure, here's a fully functional working example using a synthetic data set to predict the likelihood of fraudulent insurance claim. We use tidy models. Now, I don't know what is tidy models. I barely use R. I'm just get started with these things. I want to use them. So, okay, we use tidy models. For me, it's exactly the same if you said, I don't even know what is tidy models framework. Plain, modern, reproducible, and work through data simulation, processing, modeling, and prediction. Okay, and this is the full code. So let's jump into R. You should see it. You see it. Okay. So this is what he has created. Okay, load the packages, set the seed. I don't know anything about those things. Create a synthetic data set. How does it create a data set? So, you know, but I have a table, so let's now that I know how to use it somehow. Okay, so just start running these things and then doing these other things. Let me have a look at the insurance data. And so here I have age, gender, policy type, claim amount, and fraud. So there is a fraud here. This is identified fraud. So what does is predicting future frauds based on past frauds. So the characteristics of past frauds. Okay. So now, if the claim amount is less than 0, there is a little modification. Make sure that the claim amount is positive. Okay, not sure about that. And then a quick data visualization. Okay, so we say that it group it by fraud. Say that we have 90% of no fraud, 10% fraud. Okay, that's all good. Now we start modeling. Okay, so what does split the data? We have training and testing set. Let's say that we know the theory. Now we have a recipe, which is the model formula. We do some feature engineering and then apply a model. And here we use a logistic regression with an engine, GLM. Okay, so let's go back. This is what I asked. Predicting insurance fraud. Synthetic data set. I didn't specify nothing else. So I could even predict fraud before AI. Sorry about my dog. Okay, so I'm just, okay, so let's run this, this code and see that this code stops here. So it doesn't work. Okay, and let's see what R says. For a classification model, the outcome should be a factor. Okay, so the model is broken. So this one, it doesn't work. Okay, so now I understand and say my outcome should be a factor because it's, you know, I'm making a model and I'm thinking about where is the model? So here, the fraud has to be a factor. Okay, and so now just to make it think shorter, if we change this, I can even say it doesn't work because the outcome should be a factor. Okay, and he will change the things, but I can do it myself, for example. And what I do is just changing it as a factor in here and then run everything again. And so it worked. Okay, so made prediction, metrics, and everything. And so we have even a rock curve. with the specificity and everything. But this is a GLM. So to make it work, we need to specify everything. Let's go back. Specify more things. What is AI with R introduction? Yeah, that is something that's very nice. So I also wanted to mention that also in addition to ChatGPT, Perplexity is fine. And there are also tools that you can use. You can, like DeepSeek, for example, you can download the software in your computer. So you are not using that online. You can use it online as well, but you can use it within your computer. And this is even like shared the model, and so even companies can like embed this into their tools. There are other tools that are even good because there's many, so you even need to think about which one to use. So basically ChatGPT, but there's also other interesting tools. Just to give you an extra idea about what's happening in addition to the new developments of artificial intelligence, also in addition to generative AI, there is this role of the AI that is like interpreting an agency. So there is the identification of agentic AI. And this means that it's a new era for understanding the what is basically a tool that is able to manage all our things just as the same as an agency, but somehow lacks in some parts still. So the ability, such an agency as a name is this ability to take action or to choose what action to take. And so this generative AI is getting to the agentic AI because it's starting to assuming the ability of taking action and to choose which one of the various alternatives is right, and which one to use. So this is, I put this in the chat. There is everything in the presentation. Is this about R with this interesting article by Sharon McKeels, Generative AI Tools for R, New Tools to Make R Programming Easier. So I saw Isabella Velasquez sharing on LinkedIn, and that was exactly very interesting things. So many packages like Gardner. This article is quite like comprehensive. So I put it in the chat, but you have everything then in the material. As you can see, there are different packages that have been set, made to use ChatGPT that you can then embed in your Shiny apps, for example, to create your tool. And this is something like that, for example. So, key takeaways. I'm just briefly mentioned for the few of you that lasted last minute. So AI is transforming Actuarial Science, and it's increasingly common for people to use generative AI. And so all those things. So next steps, there were those things, and here are all the resources. So I'll put everything as soon as I publish this presentation.